the 10 kids or the 2 grandkids that are part of the Phillip Rivers family.
But I would say this, Seattle's defense, in my opinion, is better than San Francisco.
I agree.
So it's not like, he didn't go against a Vontae's defense this weekend.
No.
I think for him, having more time under his belt, he's going to figure out, okay, this is where I can be better at, or, throw with more anticipation here. I thought just getting out there was the biggest hurdle. Now I think he's going to be smooth sailing.
Against San Francisco? No, I don't know. Those NFC West defenses, they're different.
He just went against a top-notch one.
Still the NFC West, and he's still a grandpa, as all said and done. Speaking of the NFC West, are the Rams the best team in the NFL? This is ESPN Radio and ESPN Plus.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Out here, pets are always by your side, watching the herd, running fence lines, or asleep at your feet. Pets are some of our favorite customers. When you bring them along to Tractor Supply, we'll always have a treat waiting. And with our price match guarantee, you'll always get the best price on their favorite food, toys, treats they love, and pet meds to keep them healthy. Tractor Supply for pets out here.
News now on 102.7 The Game.
Reporting for Cromwell Media News, I'm Rob Nichols. Davis County detectives made multiple arrests late last week following a burglary investigation in Owensboro. After witnesses reported activity at a home on Kentucky Highway 405 last month, investigators identified several suspects, obtained a search warrant for a residence on Orchard Street. Inside, officers found multiple stolen items connected to the earlier burglary. 4 people, including Moses Jarmillo, Brittany Lee Bridges, Cody Wayne Sapp, and Zachary K. Mormon, now face charges ranging from third-degree burglary to receiving stolen property. Families across the Commonwealth are getting something to eat this holiday season thanks to the Kentucky State Police annual food drive. Governor Andy Beshear says KSP's Cram the Cruiser campaign brought in over 300,000 pounds of food this year. Troopers from all 16 posts participated in the initiative, with items now going to local shelters, food banks, and community organizations. Over 3.5 million pounds of food has gone to people in need since the Cram the Cruiser collection drive launched in 2010. An Evansville Police Department canine officer is retired after 7.5 years of serving the community. Hickey was the department's primary SWAT canine, was partnered with Officer Casey Ross. He is at home with Ross now. The department says he's living his best life. Hickey worked patrol and narcotics as well. Find the latest at OwensboroRadio.com. I'm Rob Nichols.
This holiday season, power up your Christmas with Skill. From drills and drivers to sanders and saws, Skill delivers advanced performance and durability with the convenience of cordless technology. The PowerCore 20 battery powers every Skill 20-volt tool for ultimate versatility. Hurry, Christmas is almost here. Save big money on all Skill power tools at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
More season's greetings to you all from Menards.
100.5 The Party and VFW Post 696 are teaming up to celebrate the incredible educators in our community with the Top of the Class Teacher of the Month program. Each month, we'll honor one outstanding teacher making a difference in the classroom and beyond. Nominate your favorite teachers from the Owensboro area, plus Hancock, Ohio, McLean, Henderson County Schools at owensbororadio.com/top of the class. Brought to you by VFW Post 696, proudly supporting our teachers and community heroes.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 First Alert forecast. Overnight, clear skies and cold with a low of 22 degrees. On Tuesday, increasing clouds during the day, a high of 44. Then partly cloudy Tuesday night with a low of 33. On Wednesday, cloudy with rain moving in late, a high of 50. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 First Alert forecast.
From the Floor Concept Studios, legally we're WLME 102.7 FM, Lewisport, which you can just call us the Game. 102.7. 102.7.
thirds, Clark. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Live at 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up, and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios on a beautiful Monday, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
You spelled cold wrong.
I'm just looking at the sunset out the window.
You said cold wrong, Steve. Yeah. It's cold Monday.
Yeah, Vic's got his KHSAA blanket.
That's a nice blanket they gave you.
We busted it out the other night.
Yeah, it's a nice blanket. I'm going to give to Rim and Evie, but I'm going to use it tonight.
Yeah, no, it's been a cold one. At least we're on the back end of it now. I'm starting to see 50s in the forecast later this week, so get ready for the sniffles, I guess, because it was down, last night. Yeah. It was bone chilling.
It was. It was so bad. Like my dog, we have the Ripley, our Doberman. We have these bells that are on the door, and he'll go and ring the bell when he needs to go outside. And he went and rang the bell, so I went to open the door and I opened it up. He took like a half a step and was like, "No, I think I'll just hold it." And came back in and said, "I'm good."
Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah, it's just that kind of chilly out there. But, it is what it is that time of year. You got to look out here, across the studio. As I was admiring the sunset out the window, it's Santa's workshop in here. How's things rolling along?
Yeah, we still got a few. We still got in the teens that we need to get that are still looking for a list to be adopted. I know you can come here on. I think they're 4 were just added of people that moved into the shelters.
Oh, okay.
So that always happens. There's always new ones that come into the shelters, and they send us their list. So we still have plenty of children that need to be adopted that are living in the shelters here in the city of Owensboro and Davis County at no fault of their own. We have the list here. Even if you don't want to do shopping, Kristen will do the shopping. You can come to 1115 Tamarack Avenue and Suite 500, just the big red door there. Walk in. Kristen's office right on your right. She'll give you the list.
Well, you're going to want to Google 1115 Tamarack Road.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. Tamarack Road. And
just got to make sure they're coming to the right place because, the teens, that's a pretty big number. Mm-hmm. So, we're definitely going to need the public to come in and pitch in and help out Shelter Santa.
Or you can call 270-685-5200.
Don't even have to get out in the cold.
No. Well, like I said, they'll do the shopping for you, and we'll deliver them and try to just make sure that every kid that is one of the shelters here in Owensboro and in Davis County wakes up with presents under the tree.
I think Dave used to call Tamarack Street or Tamarack Avenue and make fun of Apollo because, we used to do that.
Yeah.
He was the Owensboro, I was the Apollo thing. We kind of go back and forth. It's brought back memories of the old Homer's days there. Download the Owensboro radio app. You can listen anywhere in the world. Follow along out there on social media. We're streaming right now across social media. And you can follow us on iTunes, Spotify, too, if you just want to do the audio a little easier on the eyes. We have a basketball discussion to open the show, a little 3-segment show. It's gone from the fastest hour in football to 2/3 basketball and 1/3 football.
Well, it's getting, all you got left. Well, you got the college football playoffs coming up this weekend, that you'll go to hear on 102.7 The Game, all 4 of them.
I'm jacked up, man. I can't wait for that James Madison game. It's gonna
be Tulane. I'm
pretty excited for it.
Yeah, and
I've got the TiVo set.
Brad had said a thing, of course, Beyond the Bench comes on after us, but, him and I were talking, and he was like, I think these Big Ten SEC schools are going to try to absolutely blow them out of the water because the worse it is, then there's that bigger push to make changes and leave the group of 5 in these schools out, which is probably what should happen. And if you're going to keep it at 16, now if you go to 24, I can see them getting in a first-round game. So, I think Friday's game, the Friday and the first 2 games are going to be really good. I think Oklahoma and Alabama, and then Miami, Texas A&M, and then it's like turn off the TV and go do something else. And if the ratings do that, then that will also affect college football.
Yeah. And I believe that you'd probably see a pretty big discrepancy in the 2 good games and the 2 not so great matchups there. But that's all the college football playoff conversation that I can handle for a day. You can text us through the show. Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. You mentioned Beyond the Bench. They'll follow us right into Monday Night Football after that. I was coming into – first of all, at the Sports Center, great people right across the board. But 2 games ago, I come in the front door. I've been doing it for the past 4 years, doing Kentucky Wesleyan games and multiple high school games. I pretty much know everyone there. Well, I thought I did. I do. They do not know me. So they're like, you just can't keep walking in here and just gallivanting around saying you're with the radio. Like, this isn't going to work. You're going to start going through gate 4. I mean, it's like all 320 people that come. I know it's a stampede to get through to just go to games at the Sports Center anymore. I mean, it's pretty packed in there. God forbid somebody just slide through. But, so I listen to them, right? I go, okay, that's the first bad experience. Second bad experience, I get to gate 4 on Saturday.
You still went? You went through gate 4? I still went through the little old lady at gate 1.
No, I'm not going through there anymore. I mean,
Okay.
they're gonna tell me to go through gate 4. I'll oblige. I'm not a diva. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. I go through gate 4. And the sweet little lady back there, I said, Steve Turner, 1027 the game. She's like, oh, yeah, beyond the bench. And I said, absolutely not. No, that's Brad and, Matt and Vic. And she's like, oh, yeah, Vic. Yeah, he came in a minute ago. That's why I got you confused. She's like, well, I just wanted to tell you that Beyond the Bench is my favorite show on 1027. And I was like, what about Live at 5? She's like, it's a close second.
Close second.
So the Sports Center
doesn't like you, Steve.
Just does it. I mean, I've lost. I mean, I guess I just, not well. It's no longer the iconic Owensboro Sports Center. I'm about to join Team Sam Gormley.
Hold on. You're going right back down there tonight to call a game.
Yeah, hopefully you get the right people working the door.
You get in.
I don't know. Just leave gate 4 unlocked.
Do I need to give you like a 1027
a
game
the
tag?
pass, I guess.
Or Aces
jersey. I've been calling games for a decade, but I mean, I don't know.
That is classic.
It is what it is, I guess. It's very forgettable.
Well, the one thing is, like, when I go in, I've got all the gear. So like if they were like, oh, you sure you're doing, I've got all the radio gear. You being the diva that you are, you just come in just, walking through just with you and you only.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the difference. Maybe you need to carry some gear in there.
Well, yeah, no, you do all the heavy lifting, like carrying gear. That's for rookies.
I was going to say, you're the veteran of the group, right? There you go.
No, hopefully tonight, Riley will get us through there. He knows everybody, so unlike me, I don't have a lot of friends in the community. What can I say? No, no. I thought I would just throw that out there. I thought it was a good ode to Beyond the Bench.
It is.
I think she's the only one that likes Beyond the Bench better. So
I was going to say, because Brad, he had shown me a bunch of screenshots that people took when Spotify did their whole thing.
The rap thing, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lot of them that he said that they sent to him was like 1 Live at 5 and 2 Beyond the Bench, and he was not happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do, like he said, we are on every day.
We are.
So, I mean,
there's a difference.
lot of opportunities.
But as he says, just listen to Beyond
1.
the Bench 5 times.
I hear tonight's a can't miss episode.
It is.
So
it is.
Check it out.
Yeah, we talked some high school sports. We've got a great Canty Dairy Queen list. I think this is awesome. The Canty Dairy Queen list was your all-time 1 to 5 best announcing duos.
Oh, man. Well, number 1's not Madden and Summerall.
Well, that was my number 1. Yeah, well, it wasn't everybody's number 1, but,
yeah,
but some of that's
I'm a
because
football guy too,
well, some of that's also because everybody kind of figured that was going to be number 1. So, but I loved my list. I think my list was great. I had some surprises on there. I had a tie at number 1 because I've become such a big fan of Ryan Rackey and Mike Golick on Sunday Night Football on 1027 The Game when they do it for Westwood 1.
You didn't put
oh, yeah, they're tied right there.
As with Madden and Summerall.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, Madden and Summerall.
We're trying to get people to listen to the show.
Madden and Summerall are number 1, but I'm a big fan of Ryan Rackey.
No, they're good. They're good, but there's a whole other – there's levels to this thing, right? That's
well, I think there's radio levels and there's also TV levels. It's a little different. I think TV messes out. I'll say this. The guys that are on TV now are nowhere near the Summerall Madden level, including Tom Brady, Tony Romo. None of those guys are. They actually moved down who the guy I thought was the best guy out there on TV that they had.
Olsen?
Yes.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just blown away that you had somebody tied with Summerall. I mean,
I wanted to try to get as many people on there as I can. I had one surprise. Okay, there you go. Tie for 2. Cade Wood was number 3 for me, even though I don't care who his duo is, just it's Cade Wood.
Yeah, or Joel Utley back here behind me, solo 90% of the time.
And now the one surprise at 5, I had Jim Nance and Nick Faldo because I love them on golf.
That's pretty solid. That's nothing wrong with that. So, Way to spoil the episode.
Well, I'm not telling you theirs.
No, that's right. So you got that coming up to look forward to.
Oh, and then they play a game.
There is a fun game.
There is a fun game.
Coach Payne.
That'll
conclude the show. It'll roll right into Monday Night Football. We've been goofing off for 10 minutes here. We got to get to it. We got some basketball discussion. We're going to talk high school segment 1, a lot of college basketball in segment 2, and then we're going to wrap things up with the NFL Week 15 wraparound coming up to close out. But we're going to start things off. It's going to be a girls' week for the Owensboro Health Top 10. So we'll talk girls basketball in the top 10 tomorrow and kind of reset everything for the whole week. And we'll look at the boys, who I put up the Bluegrass Preps rankings, take them with a complete grain of salt, because the girls too tomorrow. We're not qualified to rank these teams yet. The girls, the vote was interesting across the board. There was a big discrepancy in a lot of the different teams. So you throw it together and it should make for a fun top 10 tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it was but I think that for the most part it probably got right. It just depends on, I will say, as you know, in these first games, even on the boys' side, there's some teams that have really nice records, or winning records, but they haven't beaten anybody yet, and so it just depends on how you want to do it. I was looking at, there was one team out there, I'm not going to say the name of the team, but I looked at their wins, and those teams were combined 1-17, and so those were their only wins they had that year.
Yeah.
How do you combine that with somebody that's 3-2 with 2 really good losses?
I think the bigger question for me was comparing the Southern Indiana schools, because there's some pretty good Southern Indiana records, and then you throw Henderson into the mix. They're kind of in the same vein as Catholic, because they play an incredible schedule.
Yeah,
and the record doesn't look as glowing as others. But, we can talk about that tomorrow. The boys' side's kind of the same, except for the fact you got an idea at the top. You can nail down the top of the top 10, and I think you'll have it the same every year. We'll start with the Davis County Panthers, who you called Friday night, knocking off Owensboro. The Mr. Basketball campaign for Jonathan Moss is going strong. I mean, he's off to a tremendous start, 25.4 points per game there to open the season. Acton's over 16 a game, and then Watkins double-double every single night, 15 and 13 for them. So, and it's not like they're just playing nobodies. They're playing some big-time Spire Academy.
They're 2 losses in the 2 top 30 teams
GRC,
out of prep schools.
Yeah, I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with it.
And they should have beat Spire.
Wrong. Yeah, they had a chance to win both games.
Right. Outside of a bad 2-minute stretch, they probably should have beaten Spire. They led for most of that game.
Yeah, so, I mean, in the end, it's just going to make them better. I mean, these early December games, especially against teams like that, it is what it is. It's all a process to get ready for the tournament. They got Trinity, and, hey, on the schedule Saturday is Heritage Hills.
Yep.
Talk about comparing apples to oranges.
We'll get to see a little bit of it. Yeah, we're going to get to see a little bit. And there's actually some games this year between some of the Southern Indiana schools that we do cover and teams of the 3rd region. So we'll get more of a comparison this year than we ever had.
Yeah, I love that, man. And for Davis County, man, I'm starting to think that maybe you have state championship aspirations. I mean, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility.
No, I think if they can get to Rupp Arena, they can do damage at Rupp Arena. Not getting to Rupp Arena may be really tough because, not only is Grayson good, I know back in the day everybody wanted to talk about all the stuff that was going on over there on New Hartford Road, but Grayson keeps having a bunch of kids fall in their lap too.
Yeah.
And they got 2 more.
Yeah, no, the Gaither kids coming in to Grayson County, it's out there on social media, so we're rolling with it. They're not eligible yet.
No, they are eligible.
Yes,
in fact, Grayson County put out a post.
Oh, I didn't see that
saying that they're eligible immediately right now.
Okay.
So they're probably going to play tomorrow against Breck.
Wow, I wanted them to get eligible immediately because Grayson has a monster week. They play Breck, that is what it is, but they move on into the King of the Bluegrass this weekend, and you're looking at a Grayson County team. Now, I mean, it was pretty balanced as it was, honestly, and then you add these kids in. Now, the freshman probably doesn't play a ton, but
Caden's the one that's kind of
older kid. Yeah, the older Gaither kid was averaging 20 a game at Collins, so he's coming in to an already established lineup. Grayson defeated Edmonson County back on Friday. You had Martis with 24. He also had 21 in another game last week. Logston's 20-plus every single game. And then Brody Armstrong's scoring about 20 a game as well. So there it is. So, there's a post out there.
You look at
eligible.
Okay, one, he's rated in the top 40 in the state in his class, his junior class. But also,
he's a junior.
Yes, but I also want to go back to this. This just underscored. And, hey, I'm glad they're eligible, too. No, hey, have at it. I mean, you know how I feel about transfers. This also underscores the inconsistencies of the entire KSSAA transfer thing.
Why?
That some that can move and then not get deemed eligible immediately, and some can.
I can't comment on it because I don't know the situation. I have no idea what goes into that. But, I mean, you know, it is what it is. They're eligible. I love it. But
no, I am too. I'm happy.
I'm happy to get talent into the region. So
I want all transfers to be ruled eligible immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what
for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. The inconsistency. There's some that never do.
For sure, but you're talking about a legitimate move here, though. I mean, you're not just getting up every day when you're going to Collins and then driving to Grayson County every single day.
No, but there's been other kids that have made legitimate moves back to some other places, and it had been held up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go down that the rabbit hole, but I do know that they're going to bring some pizzazz there, if they really needed it.
And, well, not just that.
Sometimes though, you know, I remember back when Trace Young came in to Apollo, tremendous talent. Obviously, I mean, the kid had NBA level talent. And then he got him into, you know, an Eli Wright and a Jonathan Moss situation, Ben Moss situation, and you think it's just going to be unstoppable, and it just didn't work.
Right.
I mean, there was times where it just didn't work. You know, the chemistry of the team got flipped on its head. So, I mean, yeah, you're adding a tremendous piece, and in theory, it's going to really propel Grayson. But you're talking about a really tight-knit group that's been together all summer. Martis has blended in perfectly. If Gaither can blend in as Martis has blended in, and you got 4 to 5 kids that can go for 20, 30 points every single night, I mean, does this move on paper? I mean, right now, if he blends in, they go up there and they start to fare, you know, they win 2 out of 3 in King of the Bluegrass, you know, because you're playing North Oldham, who's a top 20 team, and then you're either going to play, no matter how it falls, if you lose, you're going to play the loser of Warren Central St. X, or if you win, you're playing the winner of Warren Central St. X, and St. X is number 1 in the state. I mean, if they go up there and they fare pretty well in this, I mean, does all of a sudden they start to move past Davis County on paper?
Well, I mean, you may say that on paper. I mean, as we were talking about, Davis County went and beat GRC, and then they, you know, their 2 losses are to top 30 teams in the country, and where they were in that game the entire way. I just think you're going to have 2 legit heavyweight champions that are going to be battling, you know, come.
We ain't had a top 25 team, I mean, like, consistently in a decade. Like,
I do
now
think,
we got 2.
I do think one thing, you know, you talk about, you know, I do think when you get something like this, having an alpha dog like Logston changes everything.
Jack Logston is an alpha dog.
That's what I'm saying.
But, I mean,
I think
like
you go in knowing, hey, he is, and that's why I think Davis County, when you add like Watkins or you add Acton or, you know, these people come in, they all know that it's John Moss is going to run this team, and so you don't get this infighting because they know what Moss is, and that he's the leader of the team. I think it's going to have it Grayson. Martis has come in. Martis and Logston played a lot in AAU together. They grew up playing together. You know, they talked about it on Media Day. So he knew that this was the guy that was the leader of the team, and I've got to fall in line. And I think Gaither's going to know the same thing. No matter how good he is, that's still Logston's team.
Can I just put a petition in right now, though? Like, please, can we do this? This would be incredible. Is if these 2 teams do end up matched up in the 3rd region champion, can we just do like a NBA style best of 7 series?
Well, you know,
one game,
you know what's going to happen.
It's just not going to be enough.
You know what's going to happen, don't you? Like,
they're going to draw in the semifinals.
Either that or one of them, you know, bowls off a game and one of them's a runner up and they get game 1 of the tournament.
Yeah. I don't see a path for a runner-up for either of these teams. And if there is, it's unacceptable.
I'll say this.
Both of these teams need to be district champs. They both need to be on opposite sides of the bracket. Now,
better watch out for Apollo. Apollo's better than what people give him credit. I think there's a better chance for Davis County to get upset in the game than there is for Grayson.
There you go. There's a smooth transition, Vic. Without even me even know, you know, we're on the same page here. How about, for a change, how about Apollo? They're holding serve. Their schedule not anywhere near what Grayson's or Davis County's have been, but they're handling the teams that's in front of them. They're 4-0. It's a very balanced attack with Tate Powers and Landon Henning, and Butterworth's into the act now. He's about 6'7", I believe, when you talk about Butterworth, to go along with 7-foot Landon Henning. And then you got Caden Green, who's about 6'4", 6'5".
They're the biggest team in the region.
Front court-wise, they've got it handled. You know, if they can get the guards going, then look out. You know, they do have Ohio County later this week, and that's you're looking for that second tier. Who's at the top of that second tier? Apollo's there. Ohio County is certainly there. They're coming off a 2-1 week. Durham's having an incredible start, 22 points per game. And I love this, man. I like what Matt Briggins has done, and not because he does radio here. Listen. But this team has an identity. Yeah. And I like to know, like going into a game, Ohio County, they're going to get after you defensively, and they're going to shoot the three. I mean, they're just, it's kind of Patino style. They're just, that's how they're going to play.
They're going to play like the Unforgettables.
They lost to Grayson. The ball pressure got away from them in the second half.
They got
41-40 at halftime.
They got punched in the mouth physicality, and they backed away from it. They didn't play through it.
For a half. I mean, they looked.
No, yeah, they looked.
And so Ohio's certainly in that mix, and you're going to learn because they're going to play Apollo. They got McLean this week in 10th District play, which you really like. You like those two teams and where they're at to open the season. And how about a team for me that I bumped all the way up in the Bluegrass Preps rankings, all the way up to number 3, is Muhlenberg County. I mean, a 5-0 start. They beat Catholic on Saturday, and I know Catholic's just getting the football kids back out, but still. It was still an impressive win, 82-72. That's a really well-played game. Kaysen Morris is off to an incredible start, 27 points in that one, 14 rebounds. Groves is playing really well for him. And this Ivan Sparks kid, that's a legacy name. Sparks in Muhlenberg County, synonymous. And this kid can rebound. He's right at a double-double. I think he's 11 points, 9 boards every game for Muhlenberg County. Muhlenberg County has certainly thrown their hat in to be that team that's the top of the second tier.
Yeah, I want to give you another one because I think it gets lost on a lot of people, and because they played this past week and it didn't go their way, and that's Edmonson County. But what a lot of people don't realize is the Wilson kid for Edmonson County did not play. He was in a boot that night, and so he did not play against Grayson.
Well, they played Grayson and Davis this past week. I mean, it's like. And most teams are going 0-2 in that gauntlet.
But I do think
especially without your best player.
I do think they're a team that can be in that consideration with Ohio, with Apollo, with Muhlenberg, with Catholic and Edmonson.
Glad you mentioned.
I would have those 5 kind of in that second tier right now, fighting to get and see if they can squeeze the gap of the top 2.
I don't know if you see the sweatshirt or not.
How about that?
I'm about to go do an Owensboro Catholic basketball game with Coach Tabor Shadow, and I certainly wouldn't leave them out. I think they're in the conversation. That's what's going to make the third region great this year because you got 2 top dogs without question. Now, what you want to debate one? They're 1 and 1A, period. Yep. And then there's a gap, period. There is a gap. You can get offended if you want, but there's a gap. And then after that, you got several teams that can get into the tournament and they could beat. Like if they draw Davis County, if Catholic, drew a Grayson County in the first round, they could pull the upset, or Ohio County could upset Davis. These teams have the capability to do it, and Catholic is one of them. I truly believe as this team rolls through the season. Jake Murphy and those guys, you get Jermel back in there. I think, as the season goes along, they're going to be a lot better come February than they are right now. And we'll have the broadcast for you on K-News tonight, 7:30 tip-off as they take on 3-1 Union County, myself and the professor.
We went all this time, and you still got me that's got Hayden Schaus who can go out and put 40 in any game.
I'm not done. I mean, because it's a gauntlet there.
I need
in the middle.
no upsets in the district tournament. I need all the best 8 teams in the regional tournament.
Well, the problem is Apollo or Catholic one's going to be sitting at home for the regional tournament. And I think those are going to be 2 of your better teams.
They'll be 2 of your top 6 teams, top 7 teams.
Yeah, and for Meade, how about Breck taking down Meade Friday night? Jake Flood, 29. The job that Coach LaGrange does there doesn't get enough credit. I thought he was incredible last year. He turns over a roster with Mercer Rogers a little bit. They don't have a ton of minutes coming back. Flood comes out with 29. How about this legacy name? Benjamin Grimes. That one mostly from the girls' side, doing a little bit on the boys' side now. 21 points for Benjamin, 19 for Jonah Miller, who was one of the top returnees, maybe the top returnee for Breck. As they take down me, that's a surprising result. I saw Schaus reclassified as well. But Hayden Schaus, the thing with Meade, as we've talked about, kind of beat a dead horse with it. It's Schaus and Medley and who else, and that will grow. They're just kind of like Catholic. That will grow as the season goes along, and a very well coached group.
Now, for the listeners out there, when Steve says Schaus is reclassified, he's reclassified into the 2027 class. So he's going to redo another year, but he will be going to prep school.
Yes,
you can't do that in the KHSAA.
No, you can't just do a fifth year.
No, I mean, you could back in COVID. But you can't now.
Right.
And so he will reclassify back to the 2027 class, but he'll be looking to go play for Spire or some prep school somewhere.
Somebody will get a good one. That's for sure. Hayden Shout's one of the best players inside this third region. I also wanted to give a shout-out before we move on from boys basketball. Hancock County off to a 5-0 start. Now, they have not played a great schedule, make no mistake, but I think when you're trying to rebuild a program up from that big group of seniors they lost, and they beat John Harden, and you talk about Keegan Wilson. How about 32 points against John Harden on 64% shooting?
Yeah.
So he's not out there just pulling the trigger 50 times. This is a kid that's shooting at a high percentage. Keegan Wilson's off to about a 20-point per game start to the season. Coach Roberts is doing a great job there. And they've got Breck this week.
Be interesting.
So where's the measuring stick? Is it Meade in Breck and a gap to Hancock, or is it closer than we think? Hancock will have an opportunity this week.
We'll find out.
And lastly, a team that's surprised me, one of the bigger surprises for me to start the year is Trinity.
Well, without a doubt. I was waiting for you to get to them.
Yeah, Coach West, man, doing a great job. 4-2 out of the gate, and they beat Butler in their first district game. Ian Roby, 23, Harrison Barnett, 21.
I watched this group play down. A lot of these players play down at the Dust Bowl and play well.
Man, it's a good group. They battled Apollo late in the
played Apollo really well.
Yeah, and so looking forward to seeing, because they've got some good games coming up where they'll be measured. I know Owensboro's on the schedule.
Well, they got Davis County tomorrow night.
That's tough. Well, that's a mountain.
Pack the Horn Center.
They will go out there and check out Blake Smith on the PA.
Yes, I think I'm going to go out to that game tomorrow. And I will say I'm looking for this one Thursday night right here on 102.7. We will have the Apollo
it'd be a good
Ohio County game. I'm going to have that one right here on 102.7, and we'll see who's going to be the early front runner for that second group. The leader of the midfield, as they say in F1.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you're looking for. And in any of those teams that we just talked about, I mean, especially the ones Muhlenberg, Apollo, Ohio, Catholic.
They're right.
You got any of those teams. Brett could pull an upset come tournament
time. I mean, you got Davis County and and Grayson are your Red Bull and McLaren.
Yeah.
Max and Lando in that group.
Any idea?
And then right there in the midfield, you got all those schools. And who's going to jump up?
You and Kabler are the only one that have any idea what you're talking about.
Who's going to be the Mercedes of the midfield is what I want to know.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun season. I grew up huge high school basketball. It wasn't football. It was a little bit baseball because of Coach Bob Mantooth, but it was mostly basketball, and the third region was just a pleasure every year. I mean, you might think who the favorite is, but come tournament time, it would turn itself on its head. And this is the first time, legitimately the first time in a decade, I feel like. Maybe with Butler, and then Butler had the bad injury to Lawson Rice his senior year, which stunk.
Last year would have really, with Grayson, Butler, and Davis County last year could have. But I mean, I could see
last year was close. This year is its peak.
If you get the teams that the quote unquote best teams into the sports center, I could see where the boys regional tournament is sold out every night.
I could see it. I mean, you're going to have some
because the games are going to be tremendous.
Yeah, you have the potential to have an incredible bracket, and we're already looking ahead to the bracket show. I mean, we're going to have a lot of basketball between now and then. We'll pause it right there. We'll come back, talk a little KWC, a little Louisville, a little Kentucky basketball. It's a good weekend all around. We'll talk about it next. Before we do, pause it for Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810 or find her at KarenGross.net. It's live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
When lives are changed due to injuries or death resulting from commercial trucking collisions, aggressive legal representation is critical to obtain compensation. Foreman Watson Holtry has a proven track record of successfully resolving commercial vehicle cases throughout our region and beyond. Foreman Watson Holtry, dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
How do winners win shopping for a new vehicle?
The Red Tag event at Don Moore on 54. They'll be winning, picking, and grinning.
All in one place. New Chevy Trax, $23,495 or $299 a month.
And with non-commissioned product specialists.
There's no fiddling around. New Silverado Crew Cab, $39,990 or $499 a month. DonMooreChevy.com. Scan the code.
need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and the lineage of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in clothes, placed him in a manger, because there was no room for them. In the end, Merry Christmas from Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com.
Oh, cold and brisk autumn night, the spirits scream with much delight. Ghostly Productions provides the frights, getting ready for Halloween night.
Roofing ain't no hobby. He's a pro, and his name is Robbie. So don't fool around with amateurs, doggone it. And don't worry about the roof. Robbie's on it. Roof trouble? Call Robbie Lee. 270-929-2786. Don't worry about the roof. Robbie's on it.
I'm Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Looking for a home that checks every box? My listing on Pebblewood Drive is it. With 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and over 2,600 square feet, this home offers comfort, style, and smart upgrades. From the gas fireplace and tile kitchen backsplash to the storage shed and main floor primary suite. Let's get you home. Call or text me at 270-315-9810. I'm Karen Gross. Your dream is my mission.
Need electrical services? Call Bailey Electric. Serving Western Kentucky since 2002. We handle commercial, agricultural, and residential needs. With over 50 years of experience, we're licensed, insured, and ready to help. Bailey Electric, your trusted local electricians.
Protect what matters most with Home Mutual Insurance. Whether it's your home, your car, business, or life insurance, we've got you covered. Stop by 532 Main Street in Tell City or call 812-547-2363 for a free quote. Home Mutual Insurance, your trusted local provider.
The Hancock County Library is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have activities for all ages. Visit hcplky.org today or call 270-927-6760. Hancock County Public Library, keeping you connected.
Let's get back to Live at 5 with Steve and Coach on 1027 The Game.
It's Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios, fresh off a successful weekend at the Owensboro Sports Center, or it was kind of a Thursday, Saturday success. 4-0 between the men and women's program. Let's start with the men who are coming off, big win over Ashland on Thursday. Conference Player of the Year, Maceo Williams comes into town. I thought Wesleyan played their most complete game of the season.
Held them to 9. I thought they played really well.
Cooper Jones, the second leading scorer in the conference. They kept him in check. I thought they played really good defense. Energy was there all night, and played their best offensive game of the year as well.
You had 3 guys. I think 3 guys ended up with in 3 or 4 guys in double figures and just played well, shot it well. I thought the energy defensively from start to finish was about as good as I've seen Wesleyan play this year, and felt like they made a statement.
Yeah, no, and then the good news is you carry that over to Saturday, and you're playing a little lesser opponent in the GMAC and Tiffin. But, I tell you right now, anytime you play Tiffin, they're going to be big, they're going to be physical, they're going to beat on you a little bit. And Wesleyan's not the biggest team in stature, in height, or just, the upper body strength, and they held serve. I thought they played, very well. There was a moment where the game looked like it might get away from them due to the physicality, but they settled in and finished real strong.
I thought the first half was as good as their offense has looked all year long. We talk about the flow, and you can start seeing guys getting used to each other, knowing where they're going to be. The entire offense flowed tremendously. You go in at halftime, you're up 9. Tiffin comes out, punches you in the mouth. You didn't shoot it well in the second half.
Yeah, right. Victory lap at halftime.
Right.
That's why.
But, you said you talked about how good the offense was going to be.
It was flowing, man.
I'll say this: when it came, time where you talked about, hey, this you've been challenged because in fact, Tiffin went up by 4. In the second half,
yeah,
middle of the second half,
it really did.
And it was Jorge Sanchez Ramos that hit a couple big shots, but the big man, it was Fatih Huick doing damage. He had 11 in the second half, 9 of them late in the game where they went to him on the post. He got one where he got back-to-back offensive rebounds on the same play, got 3 rebounds on one trip, ended up with an and one, hit his free throw, and I thought that was a huge key to the game.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's really just it's what I didn't think. I mean, honestly, I didn't think it was going to come together as fast as it has as far as – and there's still going to be growing pains. There's still going to be some tough nights, I feel like, for this group if they're not focused, right? Because it's got to flow within the offense that Coach Cooper brings to the table. If you follow his script, though, and I feel like the team is they're really coachable. And they got a lot of talent. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a very talented group. And when you get the talent flowing in the right direction, then you start to see that assist to turnover ratio. Anytime it's 2-1, 3-1, you're looking at a 40+% shooting night, and that's what you got over the weekend. And it was something we did not see the last time. If you came to see the Panthers before this week, it's a different group.
It is.
And so I would say don't cash out on them. I kind of did cash out on them. Don't cash out on them yet. I was impressed by
I want to say something, too, like the smooth operator, Jorge Sanchez Ramos, like the last 4 games where he's taken his level. And I think, he struggled early, but then we found out, he hadn't played a game. He literally, played 2 games in 3 years, red shirt, and you were hurt.
Yeah, coming from LaSalle.
Yeah. And I think I looked it back up, and, the last 4 games, his assist to turnovers is 19-2. It kind of reminds me of the way Kennedy kind of grew in that.
Yeah.
There were some games I can remember
early on.
I can remember 2 years ago when they had those back-to-back losses on the road, and we thought we were sitting there going, they got to go 11-1 probably to make. They got to go 11-1 to have a shot to make the tournament. And we were saying, they got to maybe 10-2, 9-3 may get in there, and they ran off 11 straight wins, lost the last game of the regular season. But in that stretch, Kennedy really came on where he didn't turn the ball over. Ramos has been the same way.
Yeah, no, and I said early in the year they didn't have a true point guard, and he's settled into that role. He seized that role, and as a matter of fact, it's hard to get him off the floor right now. He's playing a lot of minutes. He led the way on Saturday. Plantascus is your GMAC Athlete of the Week.
He's starting to find the shooting spot.
Yeah.
Listen, I know we were talking about, you told me they didn't have any shooters, but you look at Harris, who's second in the nation in three-point shooting at 57%, and Plantascus is starting to find his too.
Also, that comes with shooting them within the flow of the offense.
Correct. So, and Macri, too. Macri's another one that's playing really well off the bench for them.
Yeah, Macri's a guy that led him in scoring against Ashland. He's coming off the bench, taking his game up a notch. We know what we get out of Vontae. He's going to be the leader all year, I feel like, for this team. And then the compliments around him, whether it's Sanchez Ramos, Plantascus, or Fatih, who it's got to be Fatih. I mean, Fatih, when he's banging on the post, it's just a different team.
We need him playing angry. We need you to be the Hulk.
But I think what has happened is Coach Cooper hammered into a rotation now. There's a couple guys that sprinkle in a little bit in there that contribute when they get in. Guys like Brown and Anthony Davis.
And Waco had his best. I mean, he had 6 points in that game.
And when they're getting sprinkled in, they're hungry. They come out there and they're making plays. And so they got a good thing going right now. And they got a monster game at the Sports Center Wednesday, Illinois Springfield from the GLVC coming in.
6 p.m. tip-off. So we'll do Live at 5 from the Sports Center on Wednesday. It'll be a 45-minute Live at 5. But I mean, IUS is leading. They're undefeated in the GLVC. Yeah. They're 4-0. They're leading the GLVC. You look at the 3 undefeated teams in the GLVC. It's IUS, it's Upper Iowa, and it's UIndy.
Yeah.
And, if you can get a win over all of a sudden there, you got a win over 2 teams that are sitting at the top undefeated in the GLVC.
Yeah, and in the GMAC, it's kind of coming back to the pack. But no one's really breaking away with this thing. So Wesleyan's slow start may not doom them after all. So, I mean, there's still a lot of basketball left to be played, a big one. If you're looking to come out to a game, you haven't been to one in a while, Wednesday night will be the night.
Springfield's good.
Springfield, the GLVC.
They're really good.
Top of the conference, and it'll be a great atmosphere in there in the Owensboro Sports Center. And they're going to let me in Gate 4, so don't worry, I will be there just through Gate 4. But
then if you want to take off lunch, they play Friday at like 11 a.m. at the school. That place will be crazy.
I won't be there. Brad Payne's jumping in for that. That will make the lady at Gate 4 very happy.
There you go.
Right?
There you go. She'll have to go through. I'll tell him to go through Gate 4.
Yeah, he can get her information so he can promote her out there on Beyond the Bench. The women are off to a great start too. The Neiman's do it year in and year out, right? This is certainly a rebuilding year. You look at the rosters, a ton of freshmen. This roster that are playing so many new players. They're 6-3, 3-1 in conference. They beat Ashland on Thursday, which is an incredible accomplishment because Ashland's been the
first time in school history
gold standard
for the women.
Yeah, for GMAC play, it's been Ashland, and they beat Tiffin on Saturday. Riley Neal, who we had in here, on Live at 5 a couple weeks back on Wesleyan Wednesday, she had 23 against Ashland. She had 25 on Saturday against Tiffin.
Career highs.
I mean, and she has the potential to.
She could be a star for them because she's a 5-tool player. She could put it on. They couldn't guard her off the deck. They couldn't guard her off the post. She hit a couple threes, got to the foul line, knocked all of them down, and rebound.
Yeah, she's a Golden State Warrior. I mean, she can play any spot.
She can.
On the floor and defend any spot on the floor. And Brewer, young sophomore, who's just going to be a star for this Lady Panther team over the next 2 or 3 years. She's kind of a star now. She got 20 against Ashland. She's leading them in scoring on the season. They got Oakland City on Thursday, and then looking at the schedule before they get back into conference play, I'm thinking this is a 9-3 team.
Probably so.
Taking on a very winnable game in Lake Erie to open the new year. So should be a fun ride. And hey, Caleb and Nicole Neiman, 300 wins.
Yeah, 300 wins. I mean, listen, they're two tremendous human beings. I'm not only great basketball coaches, but they are some of the nicest people you'll meet, and they do such a great job. And the one thing they have a lot of newcomers on this team. And the one thing they do, whether it be Georgia, whether it be Signs, whether it be Steinbrickner's won its return, they get after you.
They do. Captain.
Captain.
Yeah.
El Capitano.
They got some foreign flavor on this team across the board, and they're getting after it. They're playing really. John's daughter played really well out there as well on Saturday. But we'll have their games on the doubleheaders.
I like John's daughter when they kept kind of foul her, and she goes up there and goes 4 for 4.
Yeah, we were talking.
I'm not sure how she was shooting 18%. Yeah. She 4 for 4 and didn't even touch the rim.
Good stuff, man. Good doubleheader on Thursday and Saturday. We're going to look to keep it going with the men on Wednesday, the women on Thursday. How about UK as they take down Indiana? Indiana is a football school, though.
They are. I will say this. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from the win from UK. You needed it. I watched the game. I thought in the second half they played tremendous. I thought they got back to – this reminds me, I think people have been saying this. This is going to be a team that's just got to bang you defensively and figure out how to get to 70 points. It's not not a great shooting team. They only hit 3 3-pointers. I think, were they 3 for 16 in the game?
Just don't shoot them.
I'm going to say this. I looked at the record. I hadn't seen them play. I thought Indiana was a little better because I said Indiana was going to win the game. I thought Indiana was a little better. I'm here to tell you, the Indiana team's not very good. Like, you're still irrelevant. That's not a good basketball team.
I mean, I think, no, but it wasn't. And neither was North Carolina. You watch these games, and it's kind of hard to watch. I mean, at times.
College basketball's bad.
I did think the second half for the Cats was better. You're looking for some bright spots. I mean, Big Mo coming back from injury, 14 and 12, 7 offensive rebounds. And then Lowe, you saw some spots in there, right? It just needs to string that, number one, stay healthy, but then string that consistency together. Start to stack the good games because those two guys not being in the lineup and you get them back, it's a big lift. Owe got 10. Garrison played competent basketball.
He played actually if you could get that out of Garrison.
But Garrison last year wasn't completely lost.
No,
if we could just get that dude back.
No, listen. Bob Knight said it best, and I think that's one of the good thing Pope did. Forget everything about motivational speeches, motivational everything. The greatest motivator in the history of sports is when you say butt meet bench.
Yeah.
And then your bench sends a signal to your butt.
I said that early on.
Signals to your brain that says, I got to play better.
Can't you bench somebody? Well, I don't have anybody else to put
It doesn't matter. No.
None of them are playing
I told you, I would have traded Garrison for 3 flat basketballs.
Yeah.
Now, I want to see him do it again and again. I want to see him stack together games. But if he gives you compliment play, then him in the big man Moreno gives you a really good inside presence, and then Diabate. I mean, him and Lowe are the two keys to me, and we'll see what happens with Jaden Quaintance.
Need to get Aberdeen going too. I mean, Aberdeen's got more in the tank. He's not really early on. He looked like he's going to be a superstar, and he's kind of faded.
Is it him or Williams that keeps airballing 3-pointers?
Well, they both do.
I mean, there was one for a wing. There was one off the wing that it was like 7 feet long.
Yeah. You get like 3 great passes. You get the wide open look in the corner, airball.
Yeah,
man, what the heck?
There was one from the wing. I swear it was 6 feet long. It was terrible.
It is tough. But speaking of football schools, I know Indiana doesn't have a clip. Like when they beat the Anthony Davis team, they could play for 10 years and celebrate because Kentucky did beat them. But they could show the clip of Mendoza winning the Heisman now instead. I guess instead of beating Kentucky, you can show that clip.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm fine with him winning the Heisman. I don't think he was. That's not who I would have voted for.
We would have voted for Love.
I mean, I would have probably voted for – I'm going to be honest with you. I'd have probably voted for Diego Pavia first and then Love second. And then, Mendoza, if you stack up his things. Now, I will say I'd have done that, but then after Pavia came out and said what he said, it was it was so unclassy and such classless and just really poor. Like, it was terrible. And I know like his handlers have come out with this whole, apology thing.
Yeah.
But doing what you did, I mean, it's the Heisman Trophy.
Is Mendoza going 1 in the draft?
It'd be a mistake. I just think this year that I wouldn't want to take a quarterback in this year's draft.
Well, Jordan Love's going to Minnesota, so I say that we got to start losing some games.
Hold on, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. What am I doing?
You're going to trade for him?
Well, so definitely not wanting Jordan Love. To be clear, Jeremiah Love is going. Man, oh man.
I think Mendoza's probably the best quarterback there. I mean, Sellers has already announced he's going back to South Carolina. He signed a big NIL deal, made the announcement today. He's going back to South Carolina. Manning's going to come back to Texas. The one you don't know, there's a couple other quarterbacks out there.
Will be in the mix probably.
I wouldn't be surprised. Now, if I'm Simpson with these guys coming back, it's a deep class next year. You might as well want to go out and come out now.
I don't want to start talking NFL draft because, it's just we have so much time for that.
I know.
But I am thinking that. Because my team's eliminated from the playoffs. What else am I going to do?
Well, so's mine.
It's what we have.
We lost to your crappy team last night.
Man, I tell you, that's tough. That's a tough beat. Louisville defeats Memphis 99-73. Hey, they're 9-1 on the season, man. Quietly, right? Are they underrated at 11?
Yes, they're a Final Four team. And can Louisville fans – I know the ticket price is ungodly at the Yum Center. When you got Louisville playing Memphis and you're coming back and this is an old-time rivalry, Memphis State, Louisville, used to be
Memphis
back
State,
in the Metro Conference.
Yeah.
And you can't pack the place because, one, I was looking at upper deck tickets. You're going to have to spend $500 to take your family there. What are you doing? It's terrible.
Yeah. I was about to say Louisville fans should get out and support, but not for $500.
No, the prices at the Yum Center are absolutely ridiculous.
That is crazy. That's a shame. Cornwell led the way with 17. Brown 16, Woolley with 15. They're scoring. It's a fun team to watch for Louisville, man. The Louisville fans are soaking it in.
I think they're one of the. To me, after all the basketball I've watched, I would place him as the 4th best team I've seen. Right now, Arizona and Gonzaga to me are 1 and 2. Louisville would be 3 and 4
Duke's
for me.
There.
Duke's in there too.
Duke's in there.
And Kansas isn't bad.
Yeah, no, I've only seen a handful, and there's a lot of bad basketball.
No, there is.
Basketball, it's hard to watch.
And what happens when you get the portal and you get all these guys and you get guys that are getting paid, you just don't get good basketball.
I didn't leave us time. I was going to leave us plenty of time to talk NFL.
We'll
UK volleyball is going to the Final Four. 29-2, they sweep Creighton. They'll take on Wisconsin.
UK's the highest seed after Nebraska and Texas got upset.
Yeah, so they'll be they're moving in as the favorites in the Final Four.
Except you're playing Wisconsin. That's a bad flag. When you're the favorite.
Woo, tread lightly.
Yeah.
When we come back, we'll talk a little NFL to get you home on a Monday, live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Hey, this is Passion with the Country Roots Morning Show. And every time I drive down Triplet and Beach and see that Gary's Drive-In sign lit up, it just feels like Owensboro. The burgers are fresh, 80/20 Angus beef, never frozen. You can grab the 4-ounce classic, the big 8-ounce thick and juicy one, or the little 2-ounce slider if you're just snacking. And now that the weather's cooling off, you can't beat their homemade soups. Chili and vegetable every day with bean, Hoppin' John, and chicken noodle rotating through fall and winter. So swing by Gary's Drive-In at Triplet and Beach, proud sponsor of the Flashback Fridays on the Country Roots Morning Show.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Give your family and friends a jump start on their journey to better health in the new year with a gift card from the Owensboro Health Park. Gift cards can be used for membership or enrollment fees, play park visits, locker rentals, massages, or other health park services. Purchase gift cards in any dollar amount at the welcome desk of the Owensboro Health Park, located on Ford Avenue in Owensboro. And give the gift of health and wellness.
Talking about John Moore. He gives you more what you're hankering for. John Moore. Giving more what you're hankering for.
Step inside Don Moore Chevrolet and you'll feel right at home, like you've wandered into an old friend's front porch. Warm hellos, genuine help, and honest advice. Just a small town way we've always done it here in Owensboro. Whether you're picking out a dependable ride or stopping by for a quick tune-up, we'll treat you like family. Don Moore Chevrolet, Highway 54 in Owensboro. Y'all come by and visit.
Cabinet Doors and More off Highway 54 in Fordsville is way more than cabinets. Don't believe us? Come see for yourself. We have a wide variety of items from custom-made wardrobes to corner cabinets, kitchen islands, hallway and couch tables to nightstands, and even mantles for your fireplace. All in stock and ready to go. Come on out to Fordsville and shop with us so you can see why we are well worth a drive. Follow Cabinet Doors and More on Facebook for new weekly items. Cabinet Doors and More off Highway 54 in Fordsville.
This Christmas, Sparkle Bright Car Wash is making your holiday shine a little brighter. For 2 days only, December 22nd and 23rd, you can get 20% off all prepaid annual wash packages. That's a full year of clean, protected shine at a price that definitely makes the nice list. Treat yourself or give the gift that keeps giving. It's only happening December 22nd and 23rd, so don't miss it. Located at 620 Emory Drive next to Windy Hollow Biscuit House. Sparkle Bright Car Wash. Shine into the season.
Feel the power of the road beneath you. Rick's Tire and Service can make it possible. Offering comprehensive car care from front-end repair and brake work to air conditioning and diagnostic services. We're more than just tires. Elevate your ride with our range of aftermarket accessories. Get those wheels, tires, level up with lift kits, sleep bumpers, bed covers, and running boards. Even lights, you bet. At Rick's, we customize your vehicle to reflect your style. Rick's Tire and Service, the place where we turn your car from basic to fantastic.
Hey y'all, it's Kellyanne Harris with the Harris Group at Keller Williams Elite Realty. As a proud sports mom, I know what it takes to show up, stay focused, and deliver results on the field and in real estate. That's why we're offering our Guaranteed Cash Offer program. We guarantee to get your home sold or we'll buy it. For all your real estate needs, trust the Harris Group. We're always ready to go to work for you. Call us today at 270-929-5857 for the details.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. Beyond the Bench coming up next, follows right into Monday Night Football. Dolphins still alive. Steelers need a win to stay ahead of the Ravens. The Ravens will pull even with the Dolphins win tonight. So something to monitor for Monday Night Football. Let's get to the NFL wraparound. AFC, we'll start there. Talk about the biggest games. How about the Bills erasing a 21-point deficit to beat the Patriots?
Blame Dave Portnoy, who went on to X and all social media, talk about how runs through New England. We're destroying these guys. Then you get beat. It's all your fault, Dave. And I thought Drake May, I've been saying all along, I thought he would be the MVP. I thought he kind of shrank a little bit as they started to make the comeback. The MVP's easy. The MVP is Matthew Stafford, who's playing unbelievable football. Yeah. That's the MVP.
Allen's in the mix.
Nah, it's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford is playing. He is. You're right. No, he is playing unbelievable. The Bills pulled it within one game there.
I think the Patriots still win that division because their schedule's pretty bad the rest of the way.
I think they still find a way to win it. And I don't know what the tiebreaker would be because the two teams split. So I'm not super familiar. We still have 3 weeks of football left. Too early to talk about tiebreakers. How about the Broncos? You buying into this Broncos team?
Yes. Why wouldn't you? They're going to host the AFC. It's the AFC playoffs are going to go through Denver.
It's going through Denver at this point.
And, you get weather. I mean, I do buy it.
But they were I didn't buy them. They felt like
defenses. They remind me of the Ravens.
They felt like the Vikings last year, where they keep winning these games close late, and you're like, okay, how's this team going to fare when it gets into deep water? But if you get home field throughout the playoffs in Denver, that's a massive, feather in the cap. And your boy Sean Payton, man, I got to give him his flowers.
Well,
man.
I think Nix is better.
A great job.
Nix is better than what people give him credit for. I don't think they try to do too much.
He threw 302 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Packers. So really good defense.
And I love that the Denver may have the second best defense. It's right there with Houston as being one of the best defenses in the league. And like I said, you got to go through Denver. I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, no, it looks like they're 2 games up with 3 to play and for the 1 seed. So unless barring a collapse,
they're going to make it.
They're going to be the 1 seed.
Yeah, they're going to be the 1 seed. The Chargers are a paper tiger. I don't know if you saw that thing. I think I sent it to Brad where it's like, they do the PFF ratings.
Yeah.
Like, okay, their left tackle was 36 out of 37. The left guard was 38 out of 38. The right tackle was 37 out of 38.
Well, they're all hurt.
And the center was 38 out of 38. Like, I don't even know how Herbert's standing up.
That's unusual for a Harbaugh team. But there is a lot of injuries. They're 10-4 though. I mean, I don't know. I love O'Connell, but there's not a day that goes by when I think about the Vikings just saying we don't want you. Harbaugh.
No, you say that because you make a deal with the devil because he's dirty, he's
true.
cheap.
That's probably
true. Look at what he's done to Michigan.
Brings a better culture,
yes,
which doesn't exist in the NFL. Say what you know what a culture is in the NFL? Winning. That's what a culture is, and that's what Harbaugh does.
I'm not going to sell my soul to a devil of Harbaugh to win. I will not do it.
I don't know. I haven't seen him do anything poorly in the NFL. I mean, I say that. The 49ers
would try to get him out because
he was out of town after he took him to the Super Bowl.
Right, because he was such a horrible person to the front office, the people that work there. The dude's a douchebag. He's horrible.
That's where I'm at, though, with winning. I mean, it's like, can we win? I mean,
it's like winning with Brian Kelly.
But that being said, I agree with you. I don't think the Chargers are going to make a run through the playoffs. Kansas City's era ends with the loss. They're 10 straight years in the postseason, 7 straight AFC, they went on a run of 7 straight AFC title games.
Can I tell you
this? Then Mahomes with a torn ACL.
Yeah, it's over for good.
You think so?
Yeah, because you got Andy Reid's getting older.
I was wondering if Reid may step away at the end of the year.
Andy Reid's getting older. Kelsey.
That ship sailed.
That ship has sailed. He's nowhere near what he used to be. You're paying Mahomes so much money.
It's going to get to the point, though, where Mahomes is such a competitor, he's going to do what Brady and Breeze and them did and take
but you've paid him so much already. Even if he's trying to take less, you can only cut that salary so much before you're eating so much dead money.
Mahomes going to get one more before he's done.
Nah, that ship sailed.
I'm going to say he does.
No.
I just think he's too much of a competitor to let this be his swan song. We'll see. The ACL's tough, man, to come back off of, and he may miss some of the early next season at this point. But we'll see how it plays out. The Texans, since I didn't even include them in our playoff thing about 5 weeks ago, they haven't lost a game.
No, they're playing great.
They are one of the hottest teams in football. They're 9-5. Jags equally as hot with Liam Cohen, 10-4. They're a game up on them right now. They've won 4 straight. If the playoffs ended today in the AFC, you'd have Texans at New England. Incredible game.
Incredible.
Buffalo at Jacksonville,
incredible,
which is pretty intriguing. And then the Chargers at either Pittsburgh or Baltimore. And while it may not be a pretty game, probably going to be that's a tough one to pick.
First 1 to 11 wins.
That's a tough one, man. And you mentioned Stafford in the NFC. The Rams take down the Lions. Stafford doing it against his old team, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they're locked into the 1 seed for now. Lions a game and a half out of the postseason, but they'll have an opportunity to play themselves in with some games they have.
Yeah, they got to go. Basically, they got to go 3-0, and then the Bears can go 1-2, and then the Lions would have beaten them twice. And if you look at the Bears, you've got they got to play the 49ers, they got to play the Lions, and they got to play the Packers. Now the Packers took a big hit, losing Parsons. I think that probably ends their Super Bowl chances because I just don't like that defense. I think it's going to be the Rams versus the Broncos, and who saw that coming, at the start of the year?
Not the Rams and Ravens, so it's still on the table.
I mean, I know the Ravens won, but are you buying the Ravens at all?
Not buying. No. 49ers keep rolling. They're 10-4. Seahawks beat and spoiled Phillip Rivers' return. Rivers leads them down, kicks the field goal. They can't stop him. Then he throws the pick to end the game. Classic Rivers.
Phillip Rivers threw more touchdowns yesterday. I think what was it, Mahomes and there's a couple other quarterbacks.
Wasn't J.J. McCarthy, though.
No, J.J. beat the Cowboys.
Lights coming on for my 22-year-old quarterback.
You think so?
I like it, man.
The light's been off on the Cowboys for a long time.
He turned the lights out on the Cowboys. We'll see you at the Sports Center on K News for Owensboro Catholic in a bit.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks